Good evening. Thank you for joining us this evening. If anyone has any questions at home and you would like to reach us, you can reach us at our email, clerk@fulton.cnyric.org. I'd like to open this meeting today with action 1.01. Somebody move it to open the meeting.
Move it.
Second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstaining? Passes 7-0-0. In the event of emergency this evening, and we need to evacuate the building, we can go out the main library doors, go to the right or the left, go out the doors and move all the way from the building, or over here, door 6, we could go out that door as well. Would you please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Public forum this evening, we have one community member who is willing to speak with us. Sherry?
Awesome. Do I stand here? Is this the hot seat? Okay.
The hot stand.
Yes. So my name is Jerry Devendorf. I have 2 student athletes in the district at the high school. But tonight I want to talk about the varsity hockey team. So my son has been on it. This is his 3rd year. And every year there's been a major change. You know, the first year, played as a freshman, changed the coach. You know, and that was a big to-do. Then the next year, 0-19 season where they just got destroyed and were embarrassed all season long. It was tough. You know, with a new coach, no one's fault on that. And then they merged with Liverpool. And things went awesome. The parents were great, the players were great, everything was wonderful, they were competitive, they beat state-ranked teams, they got a bye first round of section, the first time pretty much in a long time. But then you say, is that what's important? And as a parent, in my eyes, yeah, that's important. But what I'm not sure that everybody sees or hears is some of the connections the kids make. I'm not sure if you're aware, they had a student on there that was in a wheelchair. Miles came to every practice, every game. He plays sled hockey. So these kids went to Miles' game in the season and to see all these kids from all these different schools go and support him and cheer and scream. You can't imagine that. So the bond of these kids, there was 0 locker room trouble. There were 0 issues with these kids. Everything was just a great year. And now I'm hearing they're talked about, we're not going to merge with Liverpool or Central Square. So now I have parents reaching out and calling me and saying, let me chat, let me go talk to people and see what's going on. So though that's my personal feel, I think we need to stay with Liverpool and Central Square. If it's not broke, don't fix it. This is a wonderful thing, and it's you know, I'd be very upset and frustrated. And then we go back to the sports part of it, which is where my brain usually goes. That 0-19 season, they had a lot of talent on that team. But if you do not combine with Central Square and Liverpool next year, they'll be worse than that team than the 0-19 and was embarrassed all season long. And I'm talking beat by 10 goals, it's just embarrassed. And there's kids that were on that team that were very good, played high level hockey and probably will play in college. So I'm saying that if we do not merge, it's a bad thing for the kids, for their emotions. And then I want to talk numbers. I think, and my numbers might not be exact, so make sure you check these and understand, but I believe it was around 5 Fulton kids that were cut from the varsity team. So, and they were invited to play on the team, to come and practice every day, be a part of the team, and they were for a while, and then they kind of dropped off and quit. The 1 or 2 that made it through the year got ice time, played in games, and were part of the team. So they had the opportunity. Some took advantage of it, some did not. And then I hear people talk about, well, we have 13 kids from Fulton, that's not enough to field a team. So you still need to combine with different schools. And then I hear it's 13, including 8th graders. Now, I will tell you, there's very few 8th graders on the planet that can play hockey. There's a big difference between somebody that's 6 foot, 180 pounds, and somebody that's an 8th grader. And yes, there's some things that are different, but in hockey, it's really tough. So I'm not sure 8th graders can count their numbers. I really don't think you can. In all honesty, if you talk to most coaches, talk to West Jenny, their players don't usually see the ice till 10th grade. You know, that's just kind of the way it is. So I'm not sure when you count your numbers, you need to make sure. Also, I heard high numbers about how many tried out last year. I went to every tryout, every preseason skate, and there was nowhere near the 45, 35 that I was hearing. In fact, some kids that showed up didn't have any equipment, haven't played hockey since they're 8, 9 years old, saying, where's the gear? I want to try out for the team. So when you look at numbers, I just hope you look at the real numbers and say, yeah, where did you play last year, or what have you done in hockey, or why are you playing hockey? Because a lot of these numbers get inflated. I really believe that. So I think you need to kind of look at that a little bit. I've got some notes here. I think I've kind of...
We got about 30 seconds.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Jerry.
All right. And I'm going to take right off. I'm not upset or angry. My son got a cross game, so I want to make sure I mention that so you didn't think he's up to that.
Well, thank you so much for speaking with us, and good luck at the lacrosse game.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, Jerry. So just the board, we are going through a process. Chris and I have met twice. He's going through the process of meeting with each of the kids, debriefing, also working with the ADs from the other districts and getting feedback from those parents and kids. There's a lot of different perspectives on it. You heard Mr. Diebendorf's perspective this evening. So it's really a very interesting range of perspectives that we have. It's very divided. So we'll have a very informed decision to come forward with. And I would ask my athletic director to be a part of that when we present that to the board. But it would be based on a lot of feedback from kids, future kids possibly, or we're also reaching out to as well as parents.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Action 1.06, approve the April 9th meeting minutes.
Move it.
Second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstaining?
Abstaining.
Passes 6-0-1. Okay, some of the different meetings to look at this coming week or into May. If you haven't already and you're interested in going, today is the deadline to let Mrs. Blake know if you want to join us at the Oswego County School Board event. It is April 29th, 6 p.m. Dinner will be provided. Roseanne Bain is the speaker, and she's pretty cool. She's done some trainings for us in our district. Got our audit meetings, budget meetings coming up, our District Coherence Council, policy meetings. One thing I wanted to bring to your attention, we have our board in May. The budget vote is on a Tuesday, and we come in that following Wednesday to ratify the election results. What we were thinking, and I want to bring it up to my colleagues, is the following week, May 28th, we have our regular scheduled board meeting that is supposed to take place on that Tuesday. However, it is a strong possibility that we will be having our unused snow days attached to our Memorial Day weekend, and that would fall on the Tuesday that our meeting is, which means our district buildings are closed. So I'm wondering if you would be interested in moving our meeting a week back to when we do our annual budget meeting, and we can kind of combine both of those, and then that will free up your Tuesday, and also we won't have to find a way to open the building. Does that sound like what anybody might be interested in?
Just to clarify, so that Wednesday we'd be ratifying the vote, we'd also have a meeting that day as well?
Yes, and then we wouldn't have a meeting on the 28th of May.
Okay, but nothing that Tuesday other than voting, right?
Nothing but voting on Tuesday.
Okay, just wanted to double check. That's fine with me.
Okay.
So just the 14th and 22nd of May?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so we'll just put it down.
Okay.
Basically, right, because we're already here for the...
Yep.
We're here for the ratification, so we thought that may be the best recommendation.
Gotcha.
Ms. Mingo, good?
I didn't bring my calendar, but it should be. I'll let you know as soon as if it doesn't work.
Okay. I almost did it. It's been a long time. Mrs. Hutchinson.
That should be fine.
Mr. Crandall. All right. So it sounds like we can move our meeting.
I will make sure that Jean places that in the calendar.
And so our, technically, we would be switching the time from our ratification. I think that she had us down for 5 o'clock.
So that was at 5. We can move that to 6:30 and do our
and do
normal
it all at
time,
once?
because it's literally a 30-second, hopefully.
Sound good to everybody?
Sounds good to me. It's a regular meeting time, right?
Regular meeting time?
Correct, regular meeting time, so the public can.
Sounds good.
All right.
On what date?
22nd,
22nd.
Wednesday the
So how
22nd.
can we,
Wednesday, May 22nd.
May 21st is the budget vote. On the 22nd, we were scheduled to the ratification,
Got it.
hopefully of a past budget vote and our candidates for the board. And then right after that, we'll do our regular board meeting as opposed to the week later.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Any questions or comments that we have? I know that you said that a lot of our information will start to go out for our community for the budget starting.
26th, I believe, the postcards, everything starts. Is that correct, Dr. Lacey? That's, I believe, the 26th.
And we're still doing the 2 polling places on the east and the west side,
Correct.
as we did last year,
Mhm.
War Memorial and
9
City Hall.
a.m. to 9 p.m.
9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Okay. All right, with that, I think we are good with the meetings that are coming up, and I will pass it over to Superintendent Paulino.
All right, well, very short agenda this evening. Actually, I want to talk about another date. As of today, it sounds like the budget, they've come to some negotiations, and it sounds like they're voting on things tonight into tomorrow. They did not do another extender, so that kind of gives a pretty good idea that they must have some budget in place. I received a text late this afternoon from the district superintendent, Mr. Todd, indicating that either way late tonight or tomorrow. Then we got a second one, probably tomorrow night or Saturday. We may be seeing the new budget runs for what the school districts are. It sounds like they did a lot for the Safe Harmless, but I can't figure out what they exactly did for schools that would have been affected by Safe Harmless. So it's going to be interesting to see if this really impacts us really at all. So looking forward to seeing that, and we'll share that information with you as soon as we kind of go through it and get those numbers. I am asking that if you consider that we put a tentative budget workshop in on May 7th at 6:30. And the reason why I ask that, that's a long way for us to go from April 18th all the way to May 14th. That's a long run, and it's a long run for our community from the standpoint that we'll have better numbers, we'll know what the budget numbers are as far as the foundation aid, but I also think it would allow us 2 weeks before the budget vote to really roll out what are some key points that we want to make sure as a district and a board that people recognize in this budget and to help them understand it. So having some communication points. It wouldn't be a long meeting, but Dr. Lisi and I had talked about maybe 45 minutes to an hour, really to talk about bullet points, really hear from you. What are you hearing in the community? What are some ways that if there's misinformation out there, especially with there's so many districts that are in so many different places this year with their budgets. They're very unique this year. We're always unique, but this year there's a lot of different factors affecting districts. So I think we need to be able to tell our story here. And so I would ask that if you can consider May 7th doing a budget workshop at 6:30.
6:30 or 5:30?
All right, well, she wrote 6:30 on here, but I'm open to the time because it would be a budget workshop. We could do it at 5:30 if that works better for everybody.
Okay.
I had 6:30 on this one. It says 6:30 right there. Oh,
That's
I read the
because
wrong
it's
one.
May 7th, that's why.
That's because I read the wrong one. It's 5:30, everybody. So 5:30 on the 7th is what we're
Does that
asking.
5:30 still work for everybody? I know originally we had mentioned that could be a good time. Okay.
Yeah, once you put it in here, it says.
Yeah, I see that.
So if everybody's, I'll put it in this week. Is everybody okay with that? We'll put it on there because it won't be long, but I think this is a year we all need to have, even if we need to know what those talking points are. And over the next couple of weeks, I'm sure there'll be articles out there. We seem to be right in the middle of the county as far as tax increase and increases to our budget and things like that. So thank you for that. The second piece is I gave you the budget update already from the state. Hopefully we'll get some new numbers by tomorrow. And hopefully they're better numbers. I hope they're better numbers. That's always better. That would help us really focus on our healthcare piece, as well. So, Dr. Lisi, anything you'd add?
I don't know that I got any much more other than to say that our proposal hasn't changed since the last meeting, and we're certainly waiting to hear for what the state has to say. So, other than that, there's really no other change at this point.
Thank you. That's the conclusion of the superintendent's report.
I like it.
You're welcome.
All right, moving on to our finance section, 4.01, accept financials. Can somebody move that? Second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstaining? Passes 700. Action 4.02, approve disposal of surplus property.
Move it.
Second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstaining? Passes 700. Action 4.03 is to approve I say this wrong every time,
Tertiary.
Thank you. Stipulation and settlement order.
Move it.
This, I say it every time. Okay, Mr. Crandall moved it.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? Passes 700. Action 5.01 is a roll call. This is to approve the 2024-2025 tentative budget.
Move it.
Second?
Okay. I am a yes. Mr. Connors?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. DeJarmo?
Yes.
Mrs. Hutchinson?
Yes.
Mrs. Mainville?
Yes.
And Mrs. Papalardo?
Yes.
Passes 700. Action 5.02, adopt the 2024-2025 school property tax card. Somebody move that?
Move it. Second.
Fallon and Mr. Crandall. Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstaining? Passes 700. Action 5.03 is a roll call to approve the City BOCES 2024-2025 budget. Have somebody move that?
Move it.
Second?
I am a yes. Mr. Connors?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. DeJarmo?
Yes.
Mrs. Hutchinson? Mrs. Mainville?
Yes.
And Mrs. Papalardo?
Yes.
Passes 700. Action 5.04, cast ballot for City Board Education members.
Move it.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstaining? Passes 700. Action 5.05, approve Committee on Special Education.
Move it.
Second?
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstaining? Passes 700. Take a look over the next week at the first readings. There are several different policies that we will be looking at, and we will vote on those at the next meeting.
And quick thing, just to inform everybody, we're just trying to get all our policies so that they've been reviewed since 2020. These were a group that are still either the early 2000s or 2010s, and most of them are no change. And the ones that are changed are really just formatting, like they were all over the place where there should be bullets, there were numbers where there didn't need to be number order. So if you're looking at it and thinking, I don't see that much of a difference, that's because on a lot of them, there really isn't much, and there's no new ones right now.
Thank you for that, Mr. Connors.
No problem.
Moving on to our personnel, would I have somebody batch 7.01 to 7.10?
Move it.
Second?
Was that Jen?
Yep.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstaining? Passes 700. All right. Board forum, we're moving right along this evening. Mrs. Hutchinson?
What a wonderful meeting tonight. This is exactly how I like it. Thank you guys so much. I'd like to thank our community member Gary for bringing us that information and that great insight. And thank you, Mr. Polvino, for working with Mr. Ells on, I know it's a hot topic and, you know, either way, we're going to not make everybody happy, but I appreciate your hard work on that. And with that, that is it for me.
All right, Mr. Crandall.
Oh, thank you. It was nice not to hear Dom speak too much tonight. It was pleasant.
Well, next time.
Should sleep very well tonight. I was wondering, could we do a thing on teacher absenteeism? I know we have a thing with the students. We have a high rate of absenteeism. I'd like to know what our teacher absenteeism,
Or staff.
monkey see, monkey do.
Staff absenteeism.
Staff.
Yeah, just curious.
So how that works, if I remember from previous presidents,
I
is
know
if
we
the rest of
haven't
the
had
board wants that,
Yep,
then we do
yep.
that. If it's the request of a majority of the board.
Everybody okay with that?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
I learned that from our former president, who was
Yeah.
very a stickler in that one.
And that's it.
Okay. Mr. Connors?
I think it was short. I'm not going to extend it any longer. Thank you for everyone who showed up. Thanks for the input.
Mr. DeJarmo?
I'm interested in the
combining of the hockey teams. I heard something about that as well. People from Fulton weren't happy about it. I hadn't heard how well they were doing though with the others. All they said was, we are not getting enough. They're cutting too many Fulton people. So you know, wait for you to bring it up, Paulino. That's.
It's a very divided topic, as Ms. Hutchinson had indicated.
Okay.
Mrs. Pappalardo? Ms. Neiman?
Thank you for having Fulton join in on wearing blue for law enforcement. I know a lot of people in Phoenix, and I could tell a lot of people in Fulton too did that, so that I thought that was nice and very important. To go along with the hockey and having Mr. Dievendorf come in, it is always good to hear both sides. And I guess it is going to be very divided from what I've gathered. I don't know all of the information. I don't know all of the correct information. And it was very interesting when we found out that, and I don't even know this to be true, but the kids that were cut from the team were asked to stay. And I don't, maybe it's not true. I don't know. So to get the facts would be very important. Their grade levels, that's very important, and years of experience, because it is a varsity level team. It's not a modified team. It's not a JV team. So I'm very curious to see the facts and hear what everybody has to say about it.
Yeah.
It seems to be a hot topic. I don't follow hockey very, but I guess it is very, and it's important we do what's best for our kids.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, I just want to extend a happy and safe, relaxing spring break out there for all of your staff and students, and anyone else who has spring breaks coming up. I hope that you get some time to take a break too to my admin team, because I'm sure some of you might be working hard next week, but take some time to enjoy and rejuvenate yourself. All right, with that, we do not have executive session this evening.
We do not.
And we are going to move to action 9.01, adjournment. Can somebody move that?
Move it.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? Passes 7-0-0. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening and a great week.